says an outsourced online counseling program appears to be helping students' mental health. They started using Cartwheel in January 2024. That's an online platform similar to Better Care. Students pre-K through 12th grade experiencing mental health concerns are referred to Cartwheel and see a counselor once a week within 10 days from their time of referral. Care is free for students that don't have private insurance. Those who do have coverage are required to cover a copay.
We are now in a world where we're addressing the whole child. It's comprehensive service. If we want our kids to, be academically successful, we have to give them all the tools to get them there.
Coleman says students can access this at home or at school 6 days a week, and children in grades above 3rd grade do not need a parent present during sessions. They have found 96% of patients are satisfied with how this works. District 150